All right. Welcome in, everybody. I see we've got Vengie on so far, Bob, Reality, Brian, and Chris. And I see a bunch of the community also joined in. I see Mr. Charles there in the community. Welcome, Mr. Charles. And yeah, I'm just going to give it about 3 minutes before we officially start off. But in the meanwhile, I would first like to hear from Vengi. How you doing? How is your time in? I assume you're in Joburg at the moment.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. My time, yeah, I'm actually in Zimbabwe. I'm at the airport right now, so somewhere, you're gonna be hearing the background of the microphone. So, but I'm good. We're pushing the narrative, trying to make people understand. When the market and the crypto market is like this, people forget about the technology, about the innovation, but focuses on a price tag of the crypto, on a price of the markets, not for forgetting what the system or what the technology can do for us. What I like about this technology is that there's so much innovation that is allowing us to earn in different ways as we are waiting for your portfolios, as we are waiting for your holdings. There's so much technology talking about nodes, talking about smart contracts, talking about gaming, talking about what this blockchain technology can bring into people's hands. It's something that is amazing, which is something that people are supposed to concentrate on. And with that, people will actually conclude to say this system, this technology will never fail us. Thank you so much.
Thanks for that, Vengi. And just you saying that you're speaking out of Zimbabwe at the moment, it just shows the diverse locations that everyone on stage is currently from. I'd first like to then, or next, want Bob from Reality to just tell me how you're doing, Bob, and are you in Spain at the moment?
Hey, Paul. Yes, I am in Spain. I'm near Barcelona and everything is going great. You know, we are working very hard in reality. Things have been accelerating over the last few weeks. And actually, we haven't announced this yet, but I think we can announce it here. Wyatt and I are going to Honduras in a few days. I'll be arriving before Wyatt for quite a bit of time to go to Prospera, which is the network state on the island of Roatan off the coast of Honduras. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's a pretty wild place, very like much technological frontier for human civilization. It's basically a place where they have maximized the potential for innovation. There's a lot of interesting stuff happening there. A lot of big pharmaceutical companies, medical technology companies are working down there. You may have seen Brian Johnson was there a while ago doing some of his reverse aging stuff. So I'm going to be heading there on Sunday. Going to be there for quite a bit of time. Going to be advocating for BitMobile and Reality, and hopefully some good things will come of it.
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much for that, Bob. That is going to be really, really cool. I'm quite jealous. I also want to go to an island. Sounds amazing. And then who do we have behind the Reality account today?
Oh, hi guys. This is Andrew Sear at the Reality Account. It's a pleasure to be with you all. We're excited to coordinate as tell the story with the Phēnix phone and the Reality Node application and what's possible.
Awesome. Thank you, Andrew, for joining us. Looking forward to also get your insights. And then, of course, we've got Mr. Brian Moore and Mr. Chris Benedict, our two co-founders for BitMobile. Brian, Chris, if you can just say hello, and then we can start off.
Welcome, everyone. Excuse me, this is Chris. Thanks for joining us today. We have a great AMA, so I think you're really going to enjoy this one. This is what the BioFi ecosystem was built for. So thank you for tuning in today, and those who will listen later, I think you're going to get a lot out of this. Thanks again.
Thanks, Paul. Brian Ma here. Guys, thank you so much for all of the incredible community. And Paul, as you know, in our tradition, I just want to do a quick shout out for all of the incredible mega influencers, as we call them, that are in our channels, our X, formerly Twitter channels, Telegram, Discord. We have some on the line here. You'll see them, maybe the last questions later, or interact with the community. People like Crazy Susie, Nick. So we're covering Australia, Germany. We have Dagonaut down in Texas, Kismet out here in the Midwest. Rob, we have Viv and Dagonslayer all around the world. Viv's in Thailand. We just have such a wonderful group of people that support us. Tabasile, who comes in from Vengie's organization. She's working with our affiliates and doing a lot of work with the Big Five token in their community, in Vengie's community. We're so excited to work with all you guys. And we have a lot of other groups that come in, of course, many, many groups that come in from around the world and partake. And if they are unable to attend, they always listen later. So it's very exciting to connect with everybody. And for all of those on WhatsApp, I know I've reached out to several of you. Hope you guys really enjoy this AMA today. Reality is doing a fantastic job. When you hear Bob, Brian O'Brien, when you hear Bob talk about the effort that they've undertaken and where they are in their process, you're going to be just amazed. We are so incredibly blessed to have these guys as part of the platform. They're doing a fantastic job. We are so excited to be here, Paul, and to have this conversation with the community, and look forward to your questions. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brian and Chris. And yeah, I think this is going to be really, really good. The thing with most blockchain projects or crypto projects is it's a lot of it's just fluff, a lot of fluff and a lot of marketing talk and all that. But what the blending of the Phēnix X, the reality portal, and organizations like the Big Five token and Vengie, what that is, first of all, it's a platform, it's infrastructure, and of course it's education, all mixed together. And this is a really, really awesome time to chat about it. So the whole reason we're chatting today is because of the reality portal that is on the Phēnix X. So I don't think a lot of people know exactly what the reality portal is. So just in a very straightforward, simplistic thing, Bob, if you can just give us a breakdown of what the reality portal is.
Absolutely. The reality portal is an application that transforms your device into a node on Reality Network. That's it in a nutshell. What happens when your device is a node is that it contributes its computational resources to the network and the applications that are on the network. You will be able to, from within the application, connect to the network and then select which applications you like and devote your phone's resources to those applications. So that's it in a nutshell. It replaces, to some extent, cloud infrastructure. It means that now your users, those people who are using your application, can also actually host it, and your community becomes your infrastructure.
That's amazing. So if I understand it correctly, let's say, for example, BFT, they've got their own app, but it's on the Reality Network. Then all the BFT holders that have a Phēnix X, they can commit their phone's resources to that specific app, and it makes that app a lot better. Or what does it exactly do for, let's say, this app?
Yeah, exactly. You're right. They commit their phone's resources. Your phone becomes a server that's hosting the BFT application. So what it really does is it enables the builders of the applications to define the rewards that they will provide to their community who are hosting the application. So that's quite powerful, and people don't appreciate the significance of that. Suddenly, you have the discretion as a developer to define like how you're going to reward all your users. And you have then an army of stakeholders, right? Instead of AWS, who is extracting money from you to host your application and bundling things with the cloud services they're selling to you at a hiked up price and gouging you when you are in difficult financial situations, which is what has happened to many African companies, you have your community being rewarded in a token, and the value of that token is correlated to the success of your application. So your community becomes your biggest advocate, right? Rather than having somebody who's working against you, you have a group of people, an army, who are working with you.
Wow, that sounds really, really cool. Vengie, what's your thoughts on that?
This is amazing, right? I'm an educator, right? An educator of investments. So looking at this, I'm just like amazed, like to say, look at us, look where we are going. You know, talking and partnering with people, we have got like minds that puts education in front, that puts like things in place that to say this is how the technology works. Now we're no longer talking about theory. We're talking about practically something that is in our hands already. Look at Phoenix Phone. It's something that is in our hands already. As it is in our hands already, to me, it encourages and shows people what exactly or what technology you're getting yourself into. It's not just something about speculation. Because if we look at, we talked about Node, which is something that we've been teaching people back since, especially smart contracts, back since 2018, some were teaching people, but many people still doesn't understand, which is something that we can leverage for free. We can leverage at no cost. We can leverage because we can say at no cost. Why? Look at Phoenix Phone. It's something that you are using every day for communication. It was made for communication, isn't it? But now we're talking about blockchain technology that is coming in to say, hey, come on, something that you use every day for calling people, it can do this, it can do this, it can do this for you. And you can actually be able to earn a lifetime by putting technology to work. I wish people can just understand about nodes. If they can go and understand about smart contracts, how big and how a blessing is this? Because I always tell people, look where the world is going and focus with where the world is going. I'm moved, Bob. Congratulations, and Bob, thank you so much. Phoenix, Brian, thank you so much, guys. That's all what I can say right now to say this is amazing. This is something that is going to make our education very easy. Look at the BFT ecosystem. Look at the Big Five token. It's also going to make people understand what it is, what is cryptos, all right? It's something that can make our steps to be very, very easy on making people to understand. And then the next step, what is the next step? Is to collect what is supposed to be collected, which is definitely money. People talks about money, hence we're talking about crypto as the money, but again, as a store of value. Imagine setting up your nodes on something that you are using every day. That's a practical use, practical education, which is lacking, which people really need right now, and which makes things to be easy for people to understand what are we getting ourselves into. Yeah, I'm amazed. This is great.
Yeah, that's amazing. And you're educating people. First of all, it's easy to educate someone on how to trade crypto. It's easy to educate someone how to hold crypto and how to have a wallet. But when you get into things like a node and how it works, it feels almost abstract. And now, for me personally, for the first time with having reality on the Phoenix X, that abstract thing have almost become something that everyone can use. Everyone has access to it. So this is really, really cool. And I'm really, really excited for the future of reality and Phoenix X together and the people that is going to be benefiting from it. So yeah, this is This is really, really cool. So a question for reality. When people hear earning, they often think quick profits. How do you explain earning on Portal as the participation and contribution rather than speculation?
Absolutely. So, first of all, you're earning because when you host an application that you like, you are being rewarded by the developers of that application through the rewards schema that the developers choose, right? That I've already explained. What's interesting about it is that really what it is when you host this application, you are placing a bet on this wrap, and they are rewarding you with tokens that at the time may have a nominal value. But as the application grows, the value of those tokens also grows. So it's a bit different from, say, earning, say, wages in a job, right? Where you have, say, you're getting paid in your local fiat currency for the amount of time you spend working at your job. In this case, with wraps on reality, you are being rewarded in tokens whose upside is not capped in the same way. Because as that application grows, as it's more widely adopted, as it starts generating revenue, all of that is priced back into the tokens of that application. So earning means something a bit different. It means that you have this upside that you don't typically get in other jobs and the like. So that's a big difference. But also, because there's this upside, it means that you are a stakeholder and that you can take a proactive role in helping that application grow and in helping improve it in every way you can. So it's kind of more than earning. It's like you're in a partnership where you're hosting these applications and you're helping them grow, and you are realizing the upside associated with your own effort.
No, that's actually great. And just for those that do not know, what exactly is a wrap? Because people will think like Eminem, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a term of art. So we took, Ethereum called applications DApps, decentralized applications. So we've adopted the moniker wraps, which is reality applications, and we sometimes refer to wrap developers as rappers, which is just our own stupid in joke.
That's actually pretty cool. So on that note, Vengie, if you become a rapper, so to speak, how would that benefit Big Five token holders and the wider community that you speak to on a daily?
It's easy, and it's actually also a little bit complicated, but step by step, everything is becoming easy, right? Because, like what I said, we now have got all the resources. We now have got everything. Just like now, if you look at it, right, we're talking about definitely this is a blockchain. And you talked about it's easy to teach people how to trade, teach people how to buy and hold. It's not as easy as other people think, right? Because firstly, people need to understand what are they getting themselves into, right? So for them to understand, it's whereby we are educating them practically, just like what we are doing right now. Like to me, like what I always say in every armor with you, I'll say the Phoenix phone, especially looking at BitMobile, what they have done to me, it's out of this world. Cause it went to hit exactly at the heart of where this is exactly needed in terms of education, in terms of innovation, in terms of anything, which is a public ledger, which is for classless society, which is for everyone. With nodes, you are showing someone to say, no, it's not specified to a certain group of people or to employees or anything or to elite or anything. But anybody can be able to confirm a transaction, can be able to put their technology into work, can be able to access what they think they can't be able to access, which definitely a growth to BFT. Looking ourselves, combining and partnering in this as well is being discussed here. That's definitely looking at the BFT community, how big they are. We have helped a lot of people to understand what this crypto is, what blockchain is, what this technology is. And definitely, that's where the growth is coming from. And definitely, that's where the rewards are coming from. And definitely, that's where everybody will earn what they are expecting to be earning by understanding what is this technology, not focusing on a price matter, but understanding what exactly is being built. Where is this thing coming from and where is it going? Because right now, if we talk about somebody who doesn't know, of which I know many people here probably they don't even know what is a knot. All right. Whereby we have got an education portal already at Phēnix, which educates you to understand what it is. So to me, this is a big move. This is a great move and a blessing to our community for the Big Five ecosystem, for the Big Five token on its own. As you know how we've been building, and we are building through education, whereby even the BFT ecosystem on its own, it brought in education to the community. It brought in a perspective whereby people will be able to understand from the bottom line to say, oh, okay, this is what is being built here. This is what is happening here. So, yeah, it's for greater value and it's for, yeah, thank you.
Oh, that's really, really amazing. Thanks so much for that. And talking about blessings, we've got a special blessing for everyone here that's listening. What I'll do is I will post a message here in the comment section of the space, and from there on out, you will be able to get 20% discount on the Phēnix X. And you can also, if you are a BFT holder, you can pay a further 10% of the amount in BFT. So that's, you're basically paying under 3,000 Rand for a Phēnix X. And it's a very limited time. So this ends on 11th of February at 12 a.m. South African time. So I'm posting it now, and there you go. And a special thing, we will also be giving something special to anyone that shares a screenshot of their purchase, the success message that's in this post. So make sure to take a screenshot and you'll receive something quite interesting. I'm not going to tell you what it is so far. It's a surprise, but you will definitely not regret getting a Phēnix X today. So yeah, thank you so much for that, Vengie. I hope. What do you think of? Do you think your community will like paying less than 3,000 Rand for a Phēnix X?
Come again.
Do you think your community would like paying less than 3,000 Rand for a Phēnix X?
Yeah, like that's definitely a great thing. Looking at what is being built and the partnerships that Phēnix Phone is doing and what it is offering. All right, looking at that as well with the fact that they can be able to use the part repayment of baby BF or of BFT to the project, meaning to say there is a combination of something that definitely the community will say, oh wow, this is actually a bargain. I'm using my BFT. I'm actually having a percentage that is being taken out as well. And this is for them to learn. This is for them to understand. This is for them to get access to the nodes. This is for them to get access to the reality app as well. So to me, why not? We all gonna go in full time as well because that's a utility, that's a use case, even to the BFT ecosystem. That's a utility also, which is also part of education to show people that, oh, okay, so this crypto that we're talking about, because I only know crypto through BFT. So now BFT, I can use it to buy the Phēnix phone, Phēnix phone that will actually help me to earn as well, play games as well, to get access to many things. Oh, wow. So I'm using money to pay for this. I can use runs, but I'm using BFT as well. So yeah, definitely, it comes as a learning channel to the community. Comes as a benefit to the BFT project as well, and comes as a benefit to the community, to people who are participating into it, because it's a win-win situation to them. So definitely yes.
No, thanks for that, Vengie. Yeah, that's wonderful. And then a question to the reality team. Let's say, for example, they are 10 developers in the BFT community. They're based in Africa, could be Zambia, Zimbabwe, Uganda, South Africa. Why would they want to build a wrap on Portal? And what's possible for them with that?
Yeah, apart from what I've already mentioned, which is the total elimination of cloud costs, it's also a lot easier to build a wrap on Reality than on any other chain. And that's because we're actually language agnostic, right? You can code in the languages that you're familiar with, that you have expertise in, and you compile that code to WASM and you host that WASM on our network. And that's it. Wyatt recently finished our SDK and he came up with a domain specific language. That's how you build on our network. It's called Babel. It's revolutionary. It was released only like 2 weeks ago. So I would say that is the jumping off point for anyone who's interested. And, with the AI coding tools now available, you can really get moving very quickly. So I would say the big advantage is being able to write in code that you're familiar with, and really getting ahead of everyone else. There's a window of opportunity right now where we are starting out. We've just released our SDK. There's a first mover advantage where if you start building now, you're going to get ahead of a lot of the market, and you're going to have this systemic edge, which is that your company, your application is not going to incur the cloud tax that your competitors incur. Right? So that's a huge advantage. You can start a company now on Reality with zero capital. Right? When has that been possible? So I would say that it would really be worth your time to go take a look at that SDK, Babel, and think about what you'd like to build, because it's blue ocean here. It's green fields. There's a real opportunity here to build on something unique and really get ahead of the rest of the market.
That is very exciting. And is it still an SDK or is it an RDK, since you call it wraps?
Yeah, maybe we should call it our RDK reality. I don't know.
Yeah, just a quick development joke for those developers that are in the chat here and listening. So just for those developers, if they want to start building on Reality, how could they take part? Where can they learn more info?
Go to our Discord. It's in the Reality bio. And so we have channels for wraps that are building in there. You can reach out to the team. We are super proactive at the moment with helping people get onboarded. So go into Discord, introduce yourself, download Portal. It's in the version updates channel in our Discord. And you can announce that you want to build something. You can tag me in Discord. I'm very active in Discord. Or you can tag one of the other mods, and we will help you. We'll guide you and get something put up, a POC that you can host on Reality right away.
Amazing. Thank you for that. And for those that are listening at the moment, you're not a developer and you hear all this language that's been spoken, but it's almost like it's a different language. You don't understand it. If you know someone in your family or a friend that's technically inclined and you think they're like a coder or something, maybe just tell them a bit about to come and check out what this partnership between the BitMobile and Reality is all about. They might be very interested, especially since it's very new technology. This could change that person's life, and I'm not even kidding. It's really, really good. So definitely check that out. Then just a quick question for Brian from BitMobile. Brian, well, let's say these developers from the BFT community, they are building their apps on Reality. we've got a very nice Phēnix portal that's basically a DApp portal. Will we be also showing our whole ecosystem, the apps being built on Reality?
Yeah, it's a great question. In fact, there's probably a couple of things that I would mention in this conversation. One is we are planning a Code Fest in Cape Town, and we're in the midst of getting that lined up there in the local ecosystem. So working with people that can help manage it, that can help with the setup and the kind of the daily oversight to make sure that we've got the setting, we have the room for people, options for food and so forth. And this Code Fest is going to be an opportunity to create code for the entire BitMobile Phēnix X ecosystem. So that includes Reality, it includes Astrobit, all these applications that and partnerships that we have aligned with, and it's quite amazing. So it'll give an opportunity for many people to win prizes, prize money, and develop code that can then be portrayed anywhere in all of these emerging markets. As many of you know and have heard us talk about, we are really focused on the continent of Africa. So recently there's been an enormous amount of activity in Kenya, and thank you for the Kenyan. I can see several people here from Kenya that we just recently talked to in Nairobi that are on the call here. And then in Nigeria, there was a lot of activity that happened recently in Lagos and Port Harcourt, Abuja in Nigeria. So a lot of activity happened. And that's a very crypto-friendly or token-friendly market where people really want to get into decentralized finance, which we also, it's very similar. Kenya is very similar. And South Africa. So these are just great emerging markets for all of this. We thank you all for attending. And I think this Code Fest will be a great challenge for the people in your communities, in your countries, where we can get together and come up with some new innovative extensions to the things that we're building. And Reality is a perfect example of that. So yes, Paul, I think the portal offers a great opportunity. I think it opens up a channel for sharing the technology where people can download it onto the Phēnix devices. And don't forget, there's also a tablet. We talk a lot about the phone, and the phone is really making its headway in all these countries. And the tablet has just cleared type approval in many of these countries. So a few of them, like Nigeria, it's on the cusp of being approved. It's almost there. It should be any day now. But this is the goal, is to have both the phone and the tablet and the watch. There's also a watch. So these can all be tied together in the coding challenge. These are all available and going through type approval or have been approved in these markets. So this opens up a great opportunity, not only from the coding side of it, but from getting your innovation and your ideas out in the entire world. We're spending a lot of time now working in Southeast Asia and then South America. So all this technology will flow from Africa into these other regions, these other emerging market regions. And what that means is if you develop something for the platform, you now have access to this global market. And that's just an incredible thing, to take something that you develop locally and suddenly it's opened up to the entire world. And what a great opportunity that provides. So we're very excited about that. And thank you, Paul, for that question.
Thank you, Brian. And Vengie, I know you're a bit tight on time because airports are a busy place. Do you still have a few moments, or do you need to hop off? Yeah, Vengie, I couldn't hear you there.
My network is a little bit down. Can you repeat again? Yeah, I'm about to board now. Please.
Are you
You can
about to
repeat the
board?
question?
Yeah, you can. Awesome. No, you can just give your closing thoughts on what you've heard of the portal, and yeah, your thoughts, your honest thoughts.
Yeah, it's interesting. Since the day of our partnership, I've been a person like to say I appreciate the partnership with what it is doing and looking what you are building and what you are doing. To me, this is another level, something that is going to give authority to people, that is going to open up people's mind to say anything anybody's authorized to do so, especially the fact of the nodes. And definitely mentioning about BFT, what we can do, the BFT community coming into play with that as well. To me, I think we have opened channels which open people's mind to say this is very, very possible. So with that, I just want to say to everybody here, to encourage everybody to say, let's adopt this technology before it's too late. Even these nodes that we're talking about, there's a time whereby probably it will be kind of hard. I know nobody can be able to control it once it's set and every because it's blockchain, but uh, let- let's get into the innovation and grab the opportunity at the earlier stages. To me, this is one of the first in Africa. So as it is one of the first in Africa, so why don't you grab it? Why don't you? You're not losing anything, right? We're talking about lifetime. We're talking about blockchain that nobody can be able to manipulate. So why don't you take a step to end with it? You've been crying to say, I want BTC, I want this, I want this. Here is an opportunity for you to collect bit by bit through the innovation, through the technology. Imagine having something, a phone that allows you to learn, that gives you access to anything. To me, this is a university, not a university of theory, but a university of practical. Anything done in practical marks history. Anything done in practical, nobody can be able to erase it. Anything done in practical, you will never forget it because in practical, it's easy. But the practical that we're talking about here is the practical that changes your life. It's a financial practical that we're talking about. And thank you so much with that. I got to go and board. I'm supposed to go to Malawi for another what's called for a seminar that I have there with one of the authorities in the crypto space and everything. So with that, thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, Vengie, for your time and safe travels. All right. So yeah, that's very, very interesting. And can I just share this that I love the fact that someone that is educating in the blockchain space is traveling all over the continent and educating some more. And that is really an awesome partner to have. Vengi is always a fresh air, and his community always just shows the same enthusiasm that he has to blockchain and their partners and all that. So I just want to do a shout out to the BFT community here that is listening. You guys are amazing. And I look forward to the day that we perhaps have an in person event together, the BitMobile squad, maybe even the reality team. That could be really cool. And of course, you guys, and then we can all just chat together and educate and grow to new heights. That'll be really, really awesome. Now, someone that hasn't talked a lot tonight yet is Mr. Chris, and I have a very good question for you, Chris. For someone that either has the Phēnix X at the moment or that is looking to buy the Phēnix X, with this reality portal technology that is going to be on the Phēnix X, what does that change in terms of owning the phone?
Well, that's an interesting question, Paul. Um, one of the things we've been focused on with bringing the phone and the tablet to the market is changing the model. The model as it exists today is a hardware play. People sell hardware, buy hardware, and that's it. I think the way I try to look at it is you go from just um, having a piece of hardware to having a role in the network, right? You're now participating, you're now contributing while you're earning. And that to me is where the model changes and flips in the other direction. Right now, you get a phone, you pay for it, and it just extracts value from you. So now that you've got the Phēnix, it changes what ownership means. So ownership now includes that participation in the network, in the reality network. And as you make that contribution to the resources of the network, you earn. So people are very focused in the crypto blockchain space in making money. And when you talk about earning, people often go to the get rich quick scheme. You know, where can I invest? Where can I buy this meme token or that token and see if I can get a great return? You know, when Lambo type of thinking. The thinking here is different. It's you no longer have to time the market. You no longer have to get lucky and pick the right investment or the right token at the right time. You're now earning over time all the time. So you don't just own the hardware, you have a role in the network. So your phone now works for you instead of just being a device for communications. So I think that's what I would say to everyone who owns the Phēnix or will own a Phēnix. That's what makes it different. Okay, it now gives you a role and gives you the ability to earn over time with it, rather than just try to get lucky and throw a dart at the board and see what hits.
No, thanks for that, Chris. And yes, it's very important to differentiate from a get rich quick token and actual technology behind it. And I love the fact that we are providing hardware and not just a software solution, just from our point of view. And the fact that people like Brian from Reality, that they can use our hardware that we've taken a lot of time and effort to get out there and build up from us. They don't need to build from the ground up. They can build from our shoulders, and together we can definitely achieve a lot. So that's really, really cool.
For sure.
Then
I mean, we've always talked about the Phēnix being a platform, right? And to have the reality as part of that platform only adds more value to it. And it's about stacking value over time. And this is a big one. You have the baseline rewards that come with Phēnix ownership. And now you've got this great opportunity through reality to make earnings on a regular basis.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's really, really good. Yeah, sure. So just a quick question then for on the basis of earning. It is, I guess it's a very difficult question to answer as we're still in the very beginning phases. But realistically, what does earning look like for people that's using the Reality app, the portal? There's probably a lot of different factors, but I think a lot of people would be interested to just get like some ballpark figures or so.
Yeah, it is a difficult question to answer. But I guess what we could say is one of the dynamics at work is that there is kind of a finite pool of rewards that is associated with every snapshot that is providing block emissions. Okay. So like each snapshot has a finite pool of net, which is our token, that gets distributed out amongst the node operators. And it goes to the node operators that are running the most performant nodes, the nodes that have connectivity, uptime, low latency, running the correct version of the protocol, those kind of things. So because there's a finite pool, there's a competition amongst node operators to earn those. It's a little bit like Bitcoin. You've got proof of work and there is a block reward and somebody solves the work before other nodes and wins the reward, right? It's a similar dynamic. But because of this competition, it means that it isn't one node that's earning it. It's the set of nodes that is selected for consensus in that round. I don't want to get into too much technical jargon here, But basically, there's this pool of rewards, and the competition means that as there's more and more rewards, you're competing for this finite pool. So you might say, well, that doesn't sound too good because I am earning less. But that's not true, because as more and more nodes join, the network and its value starts to grow in accordance with Metcalfe's law, and the price of the token increases, right? The value of the token increases. So there might be fewer tokens being distributed as rewards, but those tokens are worth more, right? Because the network is growing. Then, on the other hand, you have the wrap tokens that are also distributed to nodes that are hosting those wraps. And for those, it's hard to say, but what I'll say is this, that like we are taking a very hands-on approach to helping wraps design sound tokenomic models. And I will say this, for me, from my perspective, no one in the entire Web3 space understands tokenomics. No one. No one has gotten it right. Every attempt has basically been a ham-fisted attempt to extract wealth from users to fund a centralized set of validators. We don't do that. We're actually decentralized, unlike every other project in the space. So what that means is that you don't need to have this silly transaction fee mechanism that everyone else uses to pay the validators. Transactions, the way that they are used, they don't scale, they will never scale, they introduce unpredictability for people who are trying to build applications, because you cannot model what your costs for any given quarter are going to be. And as more people, more wraps or more dApps in the case of existing blockchain networks start to launch, you're essentially competing with them for this finite block space. And you're paying higher and higher transaction fees in order to get a state update for your application. It is ridiculous, right? It doesn't work. It's very obvious that it doesn't work. And so we have a system that does work, and we are going to take a super hands-on approach with everyone who is building to basically enable them to produce sound tokenomic models that don't interfere with the ability of their application to scale. So while I can't give you a precise figure, I can tell you that we have a sound model, unlike essentially every other project in the space.
No, thank you so much for that, Bob. That helps a lot. And I think we will just need to use the technology and see what happens. I mean, when we started with the Phēnix X, we also couldn't give accurate numbers in the beginning with our reward system, as we had to get it tested out first. And now if you are a owner of a Phēnix X, you can just go into the Phēnix portal and you will see the amount of rewards you've earned since you've activated or registered for the rewards. So it's very cool to see it in person. So now I would like us to just imagine this. It's the year 2030, and there are a few new versions of the Phēnix X out, and there's more than 1 million devices that is being used daily. All of them are running the Reality portal. What does that mean for the Reality network?
That would be the realization of our mission, which is that digital infrastructure should not be monopolized by a few corporations. In Africa, digital infrastructure should be owned and controlled by Africans. And so to have 1 million people running Reality nodes in Africa would be the realization of our goal, of our mission. And I'll add, just for me, okay, there's a reason we are focusing on Africa with BitMobile, because we care about it, right? We think that this is where we can have the biggest impact. The West, like look at crypto today. It's falling apart, right? It's because we have basically lost sight of the purpose of this whole thing that began with Satoshi, which is a democratization of finance, self-sovereignty as a fundamental value, building together, changing the world. That's what we are trying to do. And we're doing it in Africa because we believe that that's where it's all really going to start.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. It's the why behind what we're doing, and that's very, very important. And then that same question for Brian and Chris. Either of you can respond to this. But yeah, it's the year 2030. We've got 1 million users, daily users. They're using our technology. What does that look like in future partnerships and the impact it'll have on this whole network, everything that we've built, the ecosystem?
Let me jump in on that. I think with that many devices out there, I agree with what Bob is saying. We are now going to be able to deliver on the objective or the dream, the the uh, the viewpoint of the BioFi ecosystem. Right, we now have people participating in this global network, focusing on Africa still, but we have people focusing in there and being able to add value to the community, and extract some value from it, and that's really what it's about. So the more people that participate, the more people that can contribute to reality, that can use and leverage the currency within the BioFi ecosystem, and and get the benefits of it. So the ecosystem requires scale to a certain amount. We need people to participate in order to build that value. So I think with 1 million devices or more, we expect it'll be more, we'll have a lot of opportunity to earn BioFi, earn rewards for people who own the Phēnix X. Because keep in mind, one of the things when we talk about the tokenomics of BioFi is that as we sell more devices, a percent of those sales go back to repurchasing the token off the market. So that ecosystem now feeds itself. It returns value to the owners and their participants in the ecosystem. So the more it grows, the more value we can offer to the people who participate. Thanks, Paul.
Thanks,
Yeah, Paul.
Chris. Brian, anything to add?
Yep, I would just add real quickly to that. I'll just throw out the term RISE, which you guys know from the conversations we have, is rewards, integrated content, security, and education. And as the number of people increase on the platform, this is a global phenomenon. I think easily within South Africa, we'll hit 1 million, 2 million phones in the market in the next year or so, just given the trajectory right now. And it's all about getting the word out. So we encourage everybody on this call, especially the affiliates. The affiliates get, an incentive. They get paid for every phone that they sell. And so there's an incentive for them to talk to their neighbors, their colleagues, or go into their social media channels and share things like this AMA, share information about the phone. And with their referral code, every phone that they sell, they get paid for that. So that's a great way to earn some extra income, some passive income. But imagine this is happening on a global scale as you're going into each country. And just think about this, Paul. Think about for a minute what impact this has on everybody's life. If you're going to get one of these phones, what would it be like if you were paid back while you have the phone, at least half the cost of that phone over the time that you own it? Where else can you get this deal on earth? Where else can you find such a deal that you buy something and it pays you back, and then by the time you finish with it, you've either paid half of it off or the whole thing? The whole phone is paid for itself. Where else can you find such a thing? And this is kind of the amazing part about communication. Through marketing, social media, X, formerly Twitter, and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, all these different platforms, we really need to share this information, all of us, so that the average person who wants a better education, who wants to learn more, to get a better job, to take a job that is from an international company, something that can offer a higher wage in their local market. These are all the things that the Phēnix X phone and tablet and all these devices can provide locally to individual people. And this ultimately helps each and every one of them take care of themselves better, their families, their communities, and ultimately each of these countries. And so we look at this, Paul, as an opportunity where partnerships like Reality will help pay that person back. They purchase the device, they get paid back over time, and ultimately most or all of that phone gets paid back. So the original investment is worth far more than what it cost the date you bought the device. It's quite an amazing thing. And if we can change the lives of tens of millions of people and help them in a better way, then we've far succeeded. We've done exactly what we've set out to do. And this is quite wonderful. So all of those who have ears to hear, if you can help this happen and alert other people about this product and what it can do, then you're doing a great job. This is something that we want to share globally. And we worked with lots of key influencers and people to get the word out. And this is exactly the way to do it. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your colleagues, and let them know that this thing is there so they can take advantage of it. And for that, Paul, thank you for that question.
Awesome. We do have some time for questions from the community, so you are more than welcome to request to come and speak, and then we can get you onto the stage. I do know, I see Mark, you requested earlier, so if you have a question, please request again, and we can answer your questions. And yeah, this has really been a great space, and we wouldn't be here without our partners. So I would really like to thank Bob, Andrew behind the Reality account. I know Wyatt. I've met Wyatt. He's such a great guy. Yeah, all of you are really, really great. So thank you so much for partnering with us.
Thank you. It's an honor for us. We really are aligned, and we see all the work that you guys do, and we're really excited for the future.
Awesome. And I've just accepted Mark. If you can speak, you're more than welcome to ask your question.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Good, good. Yeah, and thank you to everyone who's here today. I know I recently discovered Reality Network, maybe last week or so. I think Bob gave me a follow and kind of made me aware. I believe that's how I found out about the network. But yeah, I love it. I also wanted to just like explicitly state that I think it's like the education part. Like I don't believe your page mentioned formal verification, like those words explicit, like all, and I believe that is more or less like what is that correct? Like you guys are formally verified. A lot of the code regarding,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
so
right. Yeah, and you're right. Yeah, I think most people don't get the significance of that, but you're spot on. We should probably mention it more.
yeah, but I mean the fact that you can like explain and have like people who are newer to the space like grasp the concept, just like the general concept of it. I think that's great, and the fact that you don't even need to mention those words, it's pretty neat. Um, so yeah, thank you once again to all the work being done uh, by the Reality team, and then also the BitMobile team as well. Awesome stuff.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, awesome
It's great to
stuff.
have you. I'm really glad to have you in the community, and thanks for joining us.
Of course, of course. You're more than welcome. The hardware and the software, like those are something that needs to be both addressed. So I'm glad that that view, that perspective is also addressed. I don't want to put anyone on like the hot seat or anything like that, but I do have like just general questions regarding quantum resistance. Like if you guys do have any plans, like this is not a like I'm not trying to debate or anything. Like I love the work being done, but if anyone is familiar with like quantum threats or quantum vulnerabilities and how your network plans to address some of those, that'd be great.
Yes, so we can address them. It's not currently quantum resistant, but it's a straightforward, like putting in a library, basically. And somebody else will have to weigh in here, but we have a wrap that's just done something with quantum resistance and demonstrated it's possible, like at the core network level. But you know, we're well aware of it, you know, and it's very interesting, you know, all the NIST stuff. But maybe Wyatt is here now, so maybe he can weigh in. That's the man really to address that question.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Yeah. I mean, look, the whole like quantum resistance and stuff, like it's a fact that like the main algorithm that like quantum computers run, which is Shor factorization, ECDSA, which is the most common cryptographic key signature, like Bitcoin uses it. Pretty much everybody except for Ethereum, which also uses another vulnerable one as well. You know, in theory is vulnerable to it, but like nobody's like actually made enough quantum states, like entangled quantum states in the world, enough like, you know, quantum parallelism basically in order to actually like hack it in a reasonable time. That being said, you know, some people have come out with a couple of different key signatures that are, you know, theoretically quantum resistant as well. And yeah, we basically just like threw it at Claude one day and it just refactored everything to use one called Falcon, which is available in Bouncy Castle, which is like the Java cryptography library. And so that's there. You know, we'll probably like merge it in, but at the same time, you know, we did a little bit of testing, and it also increases the data overhead, like the size of the messages that get passed over a network by about a factor of 2. So that's something to like to think about. So that's what we're thinking about. You know how it might make things a little bit slower.
More Falcon based.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's I don't know, but yeah, it's Falcon. Falcon based is the one that we have right now implemented. We just have a branch with that on there. So
Great,
yeah,
great.
we're yeah. If when we do, we'll probably just use that branch.
Thanks, man.
No, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for the question, Mark, and Wyatt for popping up to answer some quantum questions. I love it. Yeah, that's really good. And Wyatt, how's with the trajectory that Reality Portal is at the moment, on a scale of 0 to 10, how excited are you?
Oh, I'm at 11. Are you kidding me?
Let's
It's been
go.
it's been a crazy journey, man. But yeah, we're actually just wrapping up the final kind of pieces that we need for mainnet, and yeah, I mean, we're really just trying to get everybody like stoked and ready to download our app and start using it. So yeah, in a lot of ways, it feels like the hard part's done. But yeah, just sort of waiting for everybody else to come in and be early birds to the worm.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really good. And I saw your pun there, wrapping it up. It's really great. But yeah, we still have a bunch of still have some time for some questions. If anyone has a question on what the node does, how you can earn from it, so the current space it's in, how to get a Phēnix for under 3,000 Rand for a limited time only, just ask your question and you can get the answer. I guess some people don't have the confidence to come up here and ask questions, but you asking that question helps them. So yeah, just come onto the stage. On that note, Brian, it's the year 2030. There's a few million devices in the market. We've got tablets, we've got watches. While we wait for the next speaker, what is our goal once we've got there? What's our most important thing that we have in mind?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think, I would say things like, working with Reality and all the great partners, this whole idea of innovation, as you guys know, many of you who have attended, previous AMAs or are kind of tracking the trajectory of all of this, is that it's all based on innovation. So it takes about 8 years to get to this point, just to build stuff from scratch. And that that gestation period, that time that it takes to build these things, is quite an amazing thing, because you're also adapting new technology as it comes available. How many of you thought about AI so much 8 years ago? How many of you had it in your mindset? How many of you were planning to do something with AI 8 years ago? And this is a prime example of something that popped into the queue as we were going along, designing and building all this hardware, the chassis or the foundation for doing this type of thing, providing a way for people to interact, with virtual reality education. It takes a bit of a platform to do that, and designing and engineering and putting all that in place is where, kind of an 8-year cycle comes from. I would say, Paul, as we look to the future and work with partners like Reality, it's very possible, as I sit here and just in an ad hoc way talk about this, it's very possible that some of Reality's technology could be embedded in our Android system. It's very possible that, what you see today in an app that we have to run on the device becomes embedded in the device. And it's now part of the substructure, the operating system. And so it's just there. You don't even have to load it. You just interact with it when you're running Android. Something like this is quite possible. And I would say that what we do from an innovation perspective, when we have this Code Fest, you're going to see all kinds of great ideas. You'll see people come in and do something with Reality system that we didn't think was possible, that we didn't even consider. They'll do something with the biometrics. They'll do something with the Web3 technology that's already built into the portal. They'll do something with decentralized finance. We take crypto payments, for example, right now to purchase the Phēnix X, the Phēnix XT, the tablet, the watch. You can actually use crypto to buy that. You can use the Big 5 token. You can use the BioFi token. You can use USDC. You can use USDT. These stable coins. You can interface with the platform in ways that are really amazing. We have the virtual reality education. I think that Reality will probably be a big contributor to the education. So whether people are rappers and they need to understand how to be a rapper, and there's some virtual reality education around that, these types of things can be included quite easily in the platform. So education is a huge, huge thing. Outside of the technology, people still need to learn. They still need to figure it out. Yes, we can turn lots of stuff over to AI, definitely, but not everything. And even if you use AI, even if that is what you use mostly, you're still going to need to be knowledgeable enough how to prompt it and how to use it. So all that education and how to do things done properly with virtual reality will help people to retain all that information. And don't forget, all the classes that people take, we are working right now to include all of that in a format that will never go away, that will be accessible by employers, by universities, by people around the world who need to validate and with 100% assurity know that you've completed some things, right? It could be a reason that you get a promotion. It could be a reason that you get hired for a new job. Or if you want to get a loan from a bank, a big loan, you want to start something, a new company, and people have to validate your past. This is the kind of activity that through the Phēnix X platform, can be securely validated. And imagine that. We have reality in here, we have education, we have all this great innovation. And Paul, that's the future, is doing that in a way that it helps the average person in their life. That is the real focus. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you, Brian. All right, we've got one last question for today, and it's from Amos. Amos, please share your question and where you're from.
Hello, thanks for the opportunity. I'm from South Africa, and hello to everyone. I'm part of the BFT community. Just a quick question. I think there was one of the speakers who spoke about using a phone that will pay you back instead of a phone that you use only for communication. So I just wanted to check with you if you want to get youngsters involved, maybe to use a word, because of a lack of a better word, sales agent or partners that can be able to market the phone and be your sales agent in the community. Is there an opportunity for them to get involved in that? Because I see this, if this type of technology is it's something that's new, and we embrace it, we appreciate it, which we've never been exposed for, where a phone can pay you back. So I'm looking at this opportunity that if someone can be a sales agent and be one who is sharing and marketing this product, it could help out there, but also give wider exposure to the community. So my question in brief is, how can young people get involved as sales agent for the company in South Africa? Thank you.
That's a really good question. Thank you so much for that, Amos. And we actually have an affiliate program for that. And our affiliate manager, Tabisile, is here in the community. So I can hook you up with Tabisile, and she will be more than happy to take all these youngsters that you mentioned to the next level. But we will also reach out to you. You can just pop us a follow, and we can get into your DMs. And yeah, let's build together. That's a very good question.
Okay, thanks for that. We'll stay in touch then, also with Tabisile.
Yeah, and Paul, maybe you could post the link for people to the affiliate link. I think that's an important link to post for the community here. That way they can click on it and get signed up. That'll be a great way to tie them into Tabisile. That's a great link. It's very easy to fill out, and then somebody can get right back to them.
Awesome. Yeah, so I will be posting this link in the comment section. So just you can check it out. So check out the comments. And I am posting the link as I'm speaking. All right. So there is the link, but for you, Amos, we will also reach out since you have a network. It might be very, very cool to take hands together and get the Phēnix X into a lot of people's hands, and then we can get to that 1 million devices in the market a lot quicker. All right. I think we've got space for one more question, our very last one. And thank you, Amos, for the question. It was good. All right. Just waiting for my X to update with the new speaker. Joaquina Ndlovo. I hope I pronounced that correctly, but welcome to the stage. Please ask your question and from where you are.
Thank you very much. I'm resident in South Africa, but I'm originally from Zimbabwe. My question is, I recently bought the phone, and I'm struggling to get the nodes running or all the things that I need to benefit from the app, which are very good things that you have just mentioned, but I'm struggling to get them up and running on the phone. Is there a step-by-step guide that can be provided, like when you buy the phone, to say this is how you, because I managed to set up and go onto the other apps, like the Phēnix app that is there as that comes with the phone. But then I'm not managing to get all the other things up and running, which can make me benefit from this phone. So I don't know, is there a step-by-step guide that I can get somewhere, maybe from a website, which you can put on your website, that if you need to set up this, please go to our website, then you provide the steps for us there somewhere. I'm stuck with this one. I bought it end of November, and I haven't benefited because I'm struggling to get anything running, any of these benefits running. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your feedback. That's really, really helpful. We can actually put that on the website. But in the meantime, just send our BitMobile account a DM, and then we can get back to you with those step-by-step instructions. Yeah, then we can just get you set up, and then you can start benefiting from all the rewards and the ecosystem partners that BitMobile has. Thank you so much for that question. And then, yeah, let's get to closing thoughts for this space. It was really, really good from my end. I love hearing about new technology and how things are getting added to the Phēnix every few months. And yeah, so please, let's start, Chris. Any closing remarks and thoughts?
First, thank everyone. I thank everyone for joining us. Thank you for giving us some of your time. We appreciate it. Bob, Wyatt, Andrew, thank you all for joining us as well. I'd say thank you to Vengie, maybe if he listens to this, for giving us some time. This is a really important collaboration among all of us. We talk about building out our own ecosystem. Our ecosystem is going to grow with partners like this. So please join us, join our Discords, join our social media channels, just to keep in touch with what's going on. And I guess the final thought that I'd like to leave is that the Phēnix X is not just a mobile device. It's not about chasing the next trend in crypto or blockchain. It's really about earning through ownership, participating in the ecosystem or the networks, and everyday use. So it's a device that we all effectively need to survive, particularly in Africa, where your phone is your lifeline to everything: communications, banking, transactions, and so on. So really, it's about what you use every day now becomes a powerful tool to help you earn and learn on a daily basis. So thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you so much, Chris. Bob from Reality, your closing thoughts.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be here and to be doing this. I wouldn't really be doing anything else with my life, to be honest. I think that this is the tip of the spear for a socioeconomic transformation across the world that will start in Africa. So please do get involved. Come download our desktop applications. The Android application on the Phēnix is coming very soon. It will be very user-friendly. There is a bit of a port forwarding step. But what I can say, so you have to set up port forwarding in your dashboard in order to get the node to work over Wi-Fi. But we very recently have proven that you can run this over LTE as well, and that you can bypass the port forwarding. This was a great discovery that we had just the other day. It means that you'll be able to run a node from wherever you are on your Phēnix X. So please do get involved. And thank you so much for having us today.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Wyatt, any closing thoughts and remarks?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is my my favorite partnership, and this is the most realist one. So, thanks for staying connected with us and making it happen. And you'll be hearing a lot more from us.
No, thanks, Wyatt. That's always great to hear. And then we've got the last word for Mr. Brian Moore.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. It was great to hear Wyatt's voice, and Bob, Brian, and Andrew. You guys are doing a great job. We're so impressed. I just want to thank the community. We have such an amazing community, and we have people from many countries. And as these AMAs get bigger and we cover more countries, I just want to tell all of you, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing this message. For those that have ears to hear, there are many people who are waiting to hear this message. And it's just wonderful that you are working so hard, all of you, to share that message. We greatly appreciate it. The affiliates channel is a great place to visit and to hang out and to learn about how to distribute this information, how to share it. And the phone is going to transform so many lives. We see it already in some of the scholarship activity with HVACR EDU. We see that transforming lives, and with the education and the direction that this technology has taken and how it's really helping people. Reality is doing a fantastic job. We have such a great partnership, and we thank everybody, all the hard work you guys are doing, and the team, our internal team, and Paul for doing such a great job. We really thank you guys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you to the different communities that joined in today. I hope you learned something and that you had some of your questions answered. And yeah, that if you haven't decided yet to get a Phēnix X after today and all our future partnerships that we'll have, maybe make that decision, especially on the pricing that it is at now, for just a limited time. And yeah, let's get to it. But yeah, I hope you all have a lovely day, and we'll see you next time.
Great
Cheers.
job.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, guys.